Because what you're about to hear isn't motivation, it's a mirror. One day, you'll wake up and realize your life didn't change because you didn't. Same thoughts, same habits, same excuses, but today can be different. Watch this every day, and your life will never stay the same again. There is a quiet power in repetition, not loud, not flashy, but unstoppable. Every great life, every legendary transformation didn't begin with a miracle. It began with a daily reminder, a voice, a moment, a ritual. That's what this is. This is not a video you watch once and forget. This is a daily alignment, a reset for your mind, a recalibration of who you are and who you are becoming. Because the truth is simple, your life is not shaped by what you want. It is shaped by what you think about consistently. Every morning, your mind wakes up before your body, and if you don't guide it, the world will. Social media will. Fear will. Doubt will. Your past will. That's why most people live on autopilot. Same days, different dates. Years pass, but nothing changes, not because they're weak, but because they never built a ritual of greatness. Let me ask you something. Who are you becoming when no one is watching? Because your future isn't built in big moments. It's built in the quiet, unseen decisions you make every single day, the thoughts you repeat, the standards you accept, the promises you keep or break with yourself. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. And habits begin with identity. Right now, there are two versions of you, one that stays comfortable, and one that becomes unstoppable, one that reacts to life, and one that commands it. And the difference between them is what you choose to feed your mind daily. That's why you must watch this every day, not because this video has magic, but because reminders shape identity. Great people don't rely on motivation, they rely on systems, they rely on rituals, they rely on discipline disguised as devotion. They remind themselves who they are even on days they don't feel like it, especially on those days. Because motivation fades, but rituals remain. Listen carefully. Your mind believes what you tell it repeatedly. If you tell it you're tired, it will quit. If you tell it you're not ready, it will wait. If you tell it you're not good enough, it will shrink. But if you tell it every single day, I am becoming stronger, I am disciplined, I do hard things, I finish what I start, your mind will reshape your reality to match that identity. This is how lives change, quietly, consistently, relentlessly. You don't need a new life. You need a new daily standard. Because the moment you raise your standards, your excuses collapse. You stop negotiating with weakness. You stop waiting for perfect conditions. You stop asking for permission. You move even when it's uncomfortable. Even when it's lonely, even when no one claps. That's the price of greatness. And here's the truth most people never accept. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret is permanent. Every day you don't show up, you teach your mind that quitting is acceptable. Every day you do show up, you build evidence that you are different. That evidence compounds, confidence compounds. Strength compounds until one day you don't recognize the old you anymore. This video is not here to hype you. It's here to train you. To remind you that your future self is watching your daily choices, taking notes, waiting to see if you'll keep going or give up again. And right now, at this exact moment, you are either reinforcing the old story or rewriting it. This is where the shift begins, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready, now, because watching this every day isn't about the video. It's about who you decide to be when it ends, and that decision is about to change everything. And this is where most people turn back. Not because they can't, but because the mind resists change. The moment you decide to grow, your old self fights to survive. It whispers comfort. It reminds you of past failures. It tells you you've tried before. But listen carefully, that voice is not truth. It's conditioning. Your mind was trained to protect you, not to transform you. And transformation always feels dangerous to the familiar. That's why this must become a ritual. Every day you watch this, you are doing something powerful. You are interrupting the pattern. You are telling your mind, we are no longer living on autopilot. We are no longer repeating the same story. We are becoming intentional. Greatness begins the moment you stop letting emotions decide your actions, because emotions are temporary. But direction is permanent. Some days you'll feel unstoppable. Some days you'll feel empty. Some days you'll feel tired, bored, unmotivated. And none of that matters, because discipline is not about how you feel. It's about who you decide to be. Strong people don't wait for motivation. They move first, because destiny is not something you find. It's something you build decision by decision, and this is the decision point. Most people live their entire lives waiting for a moment that feels powerful enough to change them. They wait for confidence, they wait for clarity, they wait for the right time, but the right time never announces itself. It whispers, it shows up quietly in moments like this. When no one is forcing you, when no one is watching, when quitting would be easy and discipline would be silent. This is where lives separate, not between rich and poor, not between lucky and unlucky, but between those who commit and those who drift. Let this truth hit you deeply. You will never accidentally become great. Greatness is chosen daily, chosen when your body wants comfort, chosen when your mind wants escape, chosen when progress feels slow and invisible. That's why rituals matter more than motivation. Motivation is emotional. Rituals are structural. Motivation depends on how you feel. Rituals decide who you become. When you watch this every day, you are doing something rare. You are installing a non-negotiable standard into your life. You are telling yourself, no matter what happens today, I show up. No matter how I feel, I move forward. No matter how slow it feels, I don't stop. That's power. Because the person who refuses to stop eventually wins. Life doesn't reward intensity once in a while. It rewards consistency over time, small actions, repeated daily, with patience and pride. That's how discipline becomes identity. And once discipline becomes identity, everything changes. You stop asking, can I do this? And start saying, this is who I am. You don't rely on willpower. You rely on standards. You don't chase motivation. You create momentum. You don't need to prove anything to anyone, because your actions speak in silence. And silence is where real strength is built. Understand this clearly. Your mind will still doubt sometimes. Your body will still feel tired sometimes. Fear will still knock. But those things no longer control you. Because control doesn't come from eliminating weakness. It comes from acting despite it. Courage is not the absence of fear. It's movement in the presence of it. That's what this ritual trains you to do. To move when it's hard. To stay when it's uncomfortable. To continue when quitting feels logical. And one day, sooner than you think, you realize something incredible. You're no longer fighting yourself. Your habits are aligned. Your mind is focused. Your direction is clear. And the life you once dreamed about starts recognizing you. Opportunities appear because you're prepared. Respect follows because you respect yourself. Results come because you didn't leave when it got hard. This is the compound effect of showing up, day after day, without applause, without guarantees, just faith in the process and commitment to the ritual. Now listen carefully. This is the final truth. You don't need more information. You don't need another video. You don't need permission. You need execution. You need to close this video and live differently, think differently, move differently, not perfectly, but consistently. If you watch this every day and act on it, you will not recognize yourself 1 year from now. Not because life got easier, but because you got stronger. And strong people don't wait for change. They become it. So make this your promise. No matter what today brings, I show up. No matter how I feel, I do the work. No matter how slow it seems, I keep going. Because the person who refuses to quit always wins in the end. This is not just a video. This is a line in the sand. And from this moment forward, you are no longer drifting. You are building. Watch this every day. and let your actions prove who you are becoming. Your future is watching.